questions for Matisse?
Matisse, with so many changes, again, you, like Ant, are going to have a bit of a veteran feel to a lot of the young guys, even though you're not in your 30s. Kind of, number one, how do you kind of go about that change in role for you? And number two, have you had discussions with coaching staff and kind of where you're going to kind of fit into things, either as a starter or coming off the bench?
Haven't had those talks yet. I'm sure that will come during or after training camp. But as far as being a more veteran player now, I think for me the biggest thing is just being available and probably in my case having to be a little bit more vocal. But I mean, I have 4 seasons under my belt now, and for me it feels like a pretty solid foundation of knowing what I'm doing out there, or at least pretending really, really well. And yeah, so for the young players, for me, if I see something that I can help them with, just being willing and able to step in. And then for me also just continuing to learn.
Matisse, what intrigues you about this roster?
This is my first time playing on such a young team. So for me, it's a new experience. And with that, there's a lot. So I wouldn't say there's any one thing. I'd say the potential for the speed that we can play at is probably intriguing to most of us here. Yeah, probably that's going to be a lot of newness.
Can you explain why players generally like to play fast?
I don't know if that's always true. I played with a player who liked playing really slow for 4 years.
Embiid slow headline. As a defensive guy, though, what are you excited about in terms of DeAndre and Robert?
Yeah, I mean, having shot blockers is game-changing for players like me because there's this idea that like you have half a defender with you at all times, with as far as your teammates playing in help positions, and with the way I play defense and trying to funnel guys into uncomfortable situations where they turn the ball over or take bad shots, it makes it a lot easier having big presence at the rim. So for me, it's great. Like I'm super excited to. Like if guys want to get crafty and think that they're going to blow by me and then have to meet one of them at the rim, like that's great. I'll go pick the pass off from when you try to bail out of that shot. So for me, it's very exciting, and I haven't played with either of them, but have played against them quite a bit. So it'll be fun to have them on my team this time.
You mentioned being available, like as your sort of role as a leader. What was it when you were young, maybe your first couple of years in the league, that you feel like either you benefited from people in that position or that you maybe didn't have from people in that position?
I think for me, one of my vets was Tobias Harris, and his willingness just to share. I think up front it was nice just to know that somebody cared enough to pour into me, and then down the road it helped to know I had a safe space to go to with any stupid questions. Because oftentimes as a rookie, you don't want to make a fool of yourself, or you want to at least present as if you know what's going on and what you're doing. And 90% of the time you don't, because this is brand new and it's a level of basketball you've never experienced. So to have someone who's done it and been through it that can talk you through it, and also it's safe enough for you to ask the questions that might seem really stupid is a really good thing. So, I mean, for me, I would love to be that for any of these young guys because I know how much it did for me.
What have your impressions been of Scoot so far?
Very fast, very strong. It's been fun to watch him navigate different styles of play, just as we played a lot of pickup and the teams have shifted every day basically. So with each team comes different dynamics. So to see how he's able to respond to having different teammates has been really fun. And to his credit, he's proven to be pretty dynamic as such a young player. And I mean, it's cool to see, and I think it'll be fun for all the fans and all of you guys to see once it's showtime.
Matisse, you are pretty excited to play here with Dame. Dame is excited to have you. You guys share an agent. What was the whole situation like for you as a person sort of watching it all go down and seeing Dame leave?
I mean, it's a business, right? Like I ended up here because of the business of basketball, and so I understand it now a little differently than I might have before I got traded. And I mean, also just to speak on like peace of mind, like even for me signing this contract this summer, until I had it signed, it was actually quite stressful. Just not knowing where you're gonna end up, not knowing what you're gonna make for how long. So for him, I feel bad that it took so long to have to just be like unsettled for that long, not knowing where you're gonna land. I hope like it works out. Obviously, like you always want to see players end up where they want or where they can be the most effective. It leaves us with like we've been talking about, a really young, a really fast group, a group that can build. And I think for me, being here, that's my main concern.
You mentioned being unsettled before, signing a contract, having it be stressful. You come here mid-season. I'm sure it was a bit of a whirlwind those few months. Just what has it been like for you being able to kind of set a little bit more roots down here, especially in an area of the country that you already have some roots in?
Yeah, I found a place to live last week, so I'm really excited about that because I mean I've been joking with friends. I've been living out of duffel bags since February. So to now have like a place where I can put my stuff and have my things and start to settle in is very, very exciting.
What are certain elements to the game you personally worked on this summer and that you think you can bring to a team than a coach that has showed you they have a bigger role than what you played so far in Philly and last year?
I think my role is the same on any team in the NBA. I think what's different here, or the opportunity I've had here, and what's been different in my past is the involvement I've been able to have offensively. But at the end of the day, what keeps me in the NBA, what got me here, is what I do defensively. The things you do better than everyone else are the things that get you here, and like those things don't change overnight or in a year. So for me, it's always just been to continue to do that well, continue to do what I do better than everyone, and then just build on the things that I want to improve or the things that need to get improved. So shooting for me is a thing that was a problem of opportunity, and then when I got here, the opportunity showed itself, and I think the numbers also showed in my ability to do it. And then now, just having an off season under my belt where I got to put in more work to continue to improve on that, I think this season will just be yet another chance to prove it some more.